time and space. Preliminary remarks. In allen vor- und außergesichtlichen Religionen are there any Philip oder Lumbantowing. Lebt die Tage wahrlich, dass man die guten Tage von den bösen scheidet. Ein Tag hat eben ein anderes Wesen als der andere, und der Tag, der zum Kriegen nicht taugt, ist vielleicht gut zum Handel. So haben die Tage ihr Wesen und man muss sie kennen, um ihnen vertraut das Leben führen zu können, die Ernte und die Saat im richtigen Augenblick zu beginnen. Aber auch die Stunden haben ihr eigenes Gewicht. This statement made by Ratso has been amplified and elucidated with regard to the Batak by Winkler. In his article, The Kalender der Toba Bataks auf Sumatra, he writes, voor der Aufkunft der Europäer verhälte dem Batak-Volk der Begriff der Zeit sowohl die Wertschätzung der Zeit wie die Zeitrechnung in europäischen Sinne des Wortes. Ein seiner geschichtlicher Ereignisse früher Jahrhunderte erinnert man sich wohl noch. Auch konnten die Häuptlingsfamilien die Namen ihrer Stammenzahlen in lange Reihe aufzählen, aber die Überlieferung geht nicht über 20 Generationen hinaus. So dient auch der batasche Kalender porhalaan nicht der Zeitrechnung und seine Jahre fügen sie nicht zu Jahrhunderten inhaltsreicher Geschichte zusammen. Der batasche Zauberdoktor dazu gebraucht ihn vielmehr ausschließlich zutage allerlei Pajujuran Ari. Auch die Benennung der Monate und ihre Tage dienen nicht der Bestimmung eines Datums in europäischem Sinne, sondern nur dazu, die günstigen und günstigen Tage festzulegen. To porhalaan. Sketch 4 shows a seam of a porhalaan engraved on short cylindrical bamboo steps. Sketch 5. We see that in the Toba conception, the year has 12 months, each having 30 days. The numbers perpendicularly placed indicate the days, those placed horizontally the months. Each figure drawn on this calendar has a meaning of its own, for which we refer the explanation. The schedule on P111, borrowed from Winkler's article, gives the names of the days. The names of the months are Sipahasada, Sipahadua, Sipahatulu, Sipahopa, Sipalima, Sipahorum, Sipapitu, Sipalualu, Sipasia, Sipasapulu, Lihurung. Hari na 30 bulan na 12. Judging from the names of the days, one should be inclined to conclude that the Toba days got their calendar from the Hindu or Hindu-Javanese. In his above-mentioned article, Winkler has rejected this probability, and so does Tiedemann. As we have said before, the porhalaan is not a calendar in modern sense of the word. It is an oracle instrument. Before any enterprise such as sowing, harvesting, marrying, the building of a new village, etc., the Tobanese will always consult this important instrument, and it is a fact that almost all Toba Batak Christians follow this custom. How this is done? Let us have a look at sketch 4. If, for instance, a wedding day must be fixed, the datu will choose a propitious day. Let us suppose that this datu has a calendar similar to the one mentioned above. It is hardly necessary to say that the calendars are often similar. In this case, the day to be fixed must be one of those marked by two small circles in the seam. See the explanation sub number 8. But the reader will wonder, do they know the day and the month? As a matter of fact, they do not, but the data solves this riddle very easily, regularly. Returning natural phenomena give him the certainty wanted. He knows from experience that special bursts of passage come in fourth month and disappear in the first month of the coming year. The worst monsoon will be in the third and thunderstorms are frequent in the 11th and 12th months, etc. Also in fixing the day, numerous natural phenomena will help him above all the phase of the moon. Of course, there is no question of exactitude. On majabat ni hala godang, dang jadi mau horja di hari, ay pamolgat do jabat nai to suhuti. It is the pack of pinchers of the scorpion. We must organize a celebration on this day, as the scorpion is sure to catch the organizer with its pincers. On mabutuhan ni hala, dang jadi magulau di hari, alai anggota tubuh dia alai anggota tubuh di hala jadi disimak horja. 2. This the scorpion's belly. We must organize a celebration on this day. Only those born on scorpion nest may do so. 3. Onma pamas pasna. Tolu onma pamas pasna. Dang jadi magulau disi. Harus sadari dung salpu pamas pasna dang buidope. 3. This is the scorpion's tail. We must not undertake anything on this day, not even on the following day. Obat. On mata dani hari lumang. Asa pamuli boru, pangolion anak pe, mga leon do majaro nang jadi gori 3. 4. This is the sign of an idle day. All efforts shall be in vain on this day. Therefore, one should not give one's daughter in marriage, nor allow one's son to marry on this day. One should even refrain from giving or receiving anything, even merchandise. 5. On masakotan giring-giring, iman nauli, ari pajaluan mas, sinamot manang ahape, alayanggo palahohon diarion, dang jadi ari sakot ni nauli dorisi, jadi molo di palaho luangan maibana. 5. This the hook from which the clock hangs. This is a favorable day. One should accept everything, God or other messengers. However, one should not lend anything, for as one shall keep what one receives on this day, so one shall lose what is lent to somebody. Onom. On maari si monggal-onggal manang pangaladja. Dang jadi diari mangingani jabu di konop desa nawarui molo di lao sidoi. Ala toisna ra lajau na suhutna manang nago tamui piniona. Manang nago tamui piniona. 6. This is the way which warfers or carries away. On this day, one shall not inaugurate a house in whatever point of the compass it may be situated. If, though knowing the danger, one should do so, he, the inaugurator, or his guest will be carried away as a corpse by this day. 7. On mata daniari ni deke, lapatana holandeke do pangupahonoton disi, molo dipangan juhut ikon mangisobut tu suhuti, magmatian pinahan na, ay arisay do huhut, molo maksi taonon halak disi, ay padudug doi, ikon adong na mangihut na mangulo tu na mate, alianggo mausayem manang papukpuk sa patadinggan do disi. 7. This is the sign of a feast day, i.e., a host shall give his guest fish to eat. If he offers them meat, he will have to face the effects of his death. His cattle shall be killed in great numbers. For this day, like settlements and gifts, if people should mourn the loss of a relative on this day shall offer another relative to the deceased, i.e., another relative shall die on this day. However, this day is favorable for averting the influence of an ill omen or for rendering harmless a curse by means of a parsley. Ualu on maaari mapagbuhay lapatan na imanauli di sima mangalap pogo pangulion anak majoro pinahan manabuhon boni al ikot juhut do na jadi pupaunot tondisi ay arini na juhut doi ay arini juhut doi. Ek, this day bears fruit in the text read magpagbuhay. It is a good thing to marry on this day, to receive cattle, fish as a wedding gift, as payment of a debt, etc., or to surprise. Siya, on maari alang-alang, moluadong uulaw na disi, sayalang do ujung na, alay molo di palhaw pasilina, gabi ulidoi. This a day in far of incompleteness. Anything done on this day will once be done incompletely. Completion will only be possible when a parsley has been offered. 10. Naduaon rap naruado. Modo tarida songoni di porhalaan manego pinasiling ma. 10. Both these signs indicate unfavorable days in the text read ruang. The days marked thus in the porhalaan should not be used. 10 sada on maalasungsang si pasilingon doi di son madipahani hari. This is alasungsang ay antipode of the scorpion. On the days indicated by the sign, we should be extremely careful as they are nurtured, i.e., these days are destined for magic ends. 10 on maaari mate, molo toho tuarion hala marulaon say mate doni nadatu. 12. This is a day which brings death. According to the datu, everybody who undertakes anything on this day shall die. 10 Otpe narwadoon. Molo marulaon halak diari say side butu hadoyai. This is also an unfavorable day. He who will undertake something on this day shall have a stomachache. 10 on maaari nawalu pagbalu-balu doi. This is a nawalu day, lead the 8 days, which makes women and men widows and widowers. Remark the rhyme walu and balu. Walu means egg and from balu is from the verb mabalu, i.e. to become a widow or a widower. This sign does not appear in the sim of the porhalaan. 15 on 15 on maaari panguge, pangalongsa, pangalele nasujari doi. 15 This a day which bats, kicks and puts to fly like a kerbau. This an unfavorable day. Desa Nawalu. By Desa Nawalu, the 8 points of the compass are meant. These are Kotpugba, east, Agoni, southeast, Dangsina, south, Nariti, southwest, Pastima, west, Manabia, northwest, Utara, north, and Irisana, northeast. It is symbolically represented by a little circle from which 8 lines are drawn, sketch 7. This compass figure is the symbol of the middle word, i.e. Sumatra. So, these are 8 points of the compass. However, it is practically certain that originally the Toba Batak only knew the main points of the compass. The raga in the place of sacrifice in the square. Sketch 1. The deity of the underworld pane who completes his circular course round his circular course. The deity of the underworld pane who completes his circular course round the middle world in 1 year is said to live 3 months of the year in each of the main points of the compass. Also in the myths, these main points are frequently mentioned. It is true that the desa and ualu are mentioned from time to time, but it is only the main points of the compass which play an important part, myth B3C1. Moreover, we must point at the fact that the names of the 8 points of the compass are all foreign ones. Genuine Toba Batak names are only found for the main points of the compass. Habisaran is Jai Sud, Hasudutan West, and Julu North. Another symbolic indication of the middle word consists of 2 squares, one within the other, placed in such a position that the angles of the inner square divide the sides of the outer square into 2 equal parts, forming a double square. Sketch 7. The compass figure and the double square are indispensable for religious celebrations, as e.g. cock oracle, the red sacrificial celebration bius, and the dance with the staff tunggal panaluan. For the cock oracle, the compass figure is necessary. For the other 2 celebrations, the double square with a naga drawing in the center is needed. The latter represents naga padoha. Moreover, each side of the double square must consist of three lines of different colors, with the angles must stand out conspicuously. Sketch 9. Time and space in the high god. The following myth is borrowed from the material of Mr. J.M. Haryara. Ia dimula ni mulana, dinahinan ni nahinan, dinarobi ni narobi, ba laut na manahatang laut marsadado, at orang suarong tanuna tainganion, cala holom maripot-ripot, ni huaton tangan dang haidaan, halungunon naso takataon, cala lungdo go di banuatohu, ninatona dohok jaha-jaha nioputta datu nabolon, datu makasalasal, datu magusulusul, naupuka ende sation. Ia dung mai musengani oung ma musengani kon sangama di hasangana, ia gok ma di hagogok nitikina, jalahu ma di bulana, gok ma di taona. Ia tubu ma di hatutubuna di rohani debata mula jadi nabolon. Asa ia madamu ma oung ba inondoi sada pagbue ni hau ara sudung ni langit tu laut ni lautan tu lung ni lungan ni dung madau pagbue ni hau ara sudung ni langiti tu buma ba inodoyo songonondo pangalahona magultop tubuh mahawi iba di nama nogot nama goa komis di pustaha pajahai ni datu magbulung mahawi ima dina pangului nama goak Bisnu di pustaha pajahai ni datu bolon Bisnu di pustaha pajahai ni datu magbunga mahawi ima dina hos nama goak sori di pustaha pajahai ni datu magpagbue nama toras mahawi non ima dina guling nama goak hala di pustaha pajahai ni datu namadau masada pagbue di hawi non ima di nabot ima magoak bogma di pustahai pajahai datu asa dohok jepek ni hata madohon mahu hataon ale amang situan na torop akan na liat na lolon na hudul na jogjong na soolo modom komis doson manogot doson magutop tubuh mahawi Bisnu doson pangului doson magbulung mahawi sori doson hos doson magbunga mahawi ala doson guring doson magpagbue nama toras mahawi bogma doson bot doson madau masada pagbweni hawi dungi mate mahawi manigo hujaha hujehe amang sugat ni bulu maringgo tolong saasta so luluson sadopa so golomon mabal nasa bitis manggun nasa botohon naum paksa tokinan binai doi paksa tahunan naum paksa tokinan binai doi paksa tahunan sada silopa gadong dua silopa ubi salakum mantok nadinggani amang de desa tion sude hitadapo tanuli ia dung doi tuma oung bainod doi pagbue ni hari arasudung di langit na madabun nakinodi magoa doi musengani hari arasudung di langit lima do ugatna iman na humasing 15 padan malawon ima gaibe pang mamisan holing hati hasidi malima asasia ni mamula ni hati hasidi malima nani ulau ni pangatiha poda ni datu godi sadarion badani hawima baino doi majadi tahun na bolon asasia nima dah mula ni tahun bahin nadong dihita jol mapajujuro tahun gabe adong sa tahun ia asa dung doi magdaka mahawi musengani ualu do dakana baima na jumadion gabe desa na ualu aisada madakana inon dopak habisaran ima pugba sada mai muse dakai sudung dopak hasudutan ima na jumadihon pastima dungi sada mai muse dakai manuju dopak julu ima namba jadi utara dungi sada mamuse dakai sade dopak jai ima namu jumadion dang sina akup ni dina holak kolang ni desa akup ni dina holak kolang ni ganup desa nopati tubu dape daka opat nari ima na sunsudung tuanggoni sada di holak kolang ni dang sina do pastima ima jumadion nariti sada muse di holak kolang ni pastimo do utara ima na jumadion manabia dungi sada mamuse joba di holak kolang di utara do purba da jumadion irisanna dungi marating mahawi muse nganikon tolupulu do gating na jumadion pagmula ni torop ni hari di tiru datu marasalasal marusul-usul ima di jujur di goari mai aritia suma anggara muda beraspati sikora samisara tian diaik suma ni mangadop anggara 10 muda ni mangadop beraspati ni takop sikora punama samisara punama tula suma ni holom anggara ni holom muda ni holom beraspati ni holom sikora muraturun samisara muraturun atian ni angga suma ni mate anggara na begu muda ni mate beraspati ni gok sikora duduk samisara bulan mate hurung do rikar dungi muse huma di bulanna gok man di tauna sangama baino doi di hasasangana mapagbuy mahawi 12 do pagbuena siani magabe di tiru datu bulan siani magabe di tiru datu bulan na 12 duai ima na magwak si pasada si padua si patulu si paopat si palima si paonom si papitu si pawalu si pasia si pa 10 lidot hurung dungi ima na magwak pagmesa na 12 i.e. in the very beginning in bygone times, when the middle world in which we live did not yet exist, there was only the sea, there was one sea, and there was a thick darkness, so dense that people could not see their hands before their faces. There was utter loneliness, and there was emptiness as far as the underworld. So runs the story handed down to us orally by our Opung, the great and famous Datu, who was the first to sing the sacrificial song, which was also recorded in a pustaha. Then again, the point of time, the moment had come, the months were ripe and the year was full. Then it pleased debata mula jadi na bolon. So it was. This was that the fruit of the banyan tree, which goes slantingly into the upward world, into the immeasurable wide sea, into the infinite space. Then the fruit of the banyan tree having fallen, the tree began. So it was to go as follows. In the morning called Komis in the pustaha, which is the handbook of the Datu, the tree grew young and tiny leaves. In the forenoon called Bisnu, in the pustaha, the handbook of the datu, it grew leaves. At noon called Sori in the pustaha, the handbook of the datu, the tree grew blossoms. In the afternoon called Hala in the pustaha, the handbook of the datu, it bore unripe fruit. In the evening called Borma in the pustaha, the handbook of the datu, a fruit fell down from the tree. We repeat, O ye listeners, you who are assembled in this place, standing and sitting and trying not to fall asleep, Komis is the morning, the growing of young and tiny leaves on the tree. Vishnu is the forenoon, the growing of leaves on the tree. Sor is noon, the growing of blossoms by the tree. Hala is the afternoon, bearing of unripe fruit by the tree. Borma is the evening, the falling down of a fruit from the tree. Then the tree died at once. Sirs, I have read what is written on the bamboo maringo tolong. It is 1 yard long, and yet it can be placed in the cooking fireplace, i.e., to be used as firewood. As, a, as firewood, it's a fathom. It is a fathom thick, and yet it can be grasped by the hand. When swinging to and fro, it has the thickness of a calf when dangling that of an upper arm. But although it is only momentary, i.e., although it can be turned around in a moment, yet the seam of the year is written down on it. It is one person that cooks yams and two that cook turnips. Although it is only me, dear sirs, who recites the blissful words of the sacrificial song, I do hope that nevertheless happiness may be bestowed upon all of us. Then, yes, so it was. A tree grew out of the fruit fallen from the banyan tree, which grows slantingly into the upper world, and it was also called the banyan tree, which grows slantingly into the upper world, having 5 roots, together keeping the isle of Sumatra. These roots form the basis of the Parmanuhon. The, the Oracle Hatiha Silima Lima, which I agree has been exercised by others and has been taught by the Datu up to the present. The trunk of the tree, yea, so it was, become the long year. The year is derived from it, so that man has become familiar with the space of time called the year and can go with it. Then the tree grew branches again, 8 in number, which become the cosmic points of the compass. For one of them points to the east Habinsaran, another to the west Hasundutan, another again to the north Julu, and still another to the south Jai. Besides, between these 4 points of the compass, there were still 4 water branches. One of them points to the southeast, another in the direction between the south and the west, and it is the region of the southwest. Still another points in the direction between the west and the north is the origin of the northwest, and the fourth between the north and the east become the northwest. Then the tree grew twigs again to the number of the 30. This form the origin of the number of the days. Forget and foremost Datu have used these twigs as a pattern for the days. They all go with them and give names to each of them. Artia Sumanggara Muda Boraspati Sikora Samisara Antian Niya Sumanimanga do Anggara Sapulu Muda ni Bangga do Boraspati ni Takop Sikora Pugnama Samisara Pugnama Tula Sumani Holom Anggara ni Holom Muda ni Holom Boraspati ni Holom Sikora Moga Tugun Samisara Moga Tugun Atian Nihanga Sumani Mati Anggara na Begu Muda ni Mate Boraspati ni Gok Sikora duduk Samisara Bulan Mate Hurung Enrikar. Then yes, so it was. The months were ripe again, and the year was full. The moment had come, and the tree bore 12 fruits. The Datu have used these fruits as a pattern for the months, the name of which are follows. Sipa sada, sipa dua, sipa tulu, sipa opat, sipa lima, sipa enam, sipa pitu, sipa walu, sipa sia, sipa sapuluh, li and hurung. It is these months which were afterwards called the 12 Mesa. Different conclusions can be drawn from this text, but it is beyond doubt that the high god is the banyan tree, renewing itself by growing twigs and fruit again and again. It is clearly suggests the idea of a circular course, the conception of the year, as well as that of the 24 days, 24 hours day. as a totality. It shows the identity of the beginning and the end of the year. When the tree will have borne when the tree will have borne 12 fruits, the 12 months, will all fall again. The 12th at the very last and also the very first moment of the old and the new year respectively, i.e. the old tree and the new one. Out of the old year, out of the old year, a new one will arise from the fallen fruit. A new tree with the same trunk will spring up. The year is the high god. Also the text points in this also the text point in this direction. The following is borrowed from Mr. Siagian's Pustaha at Banuahuluhu Silaon. The months of the months of the year are considered to be members of the body of the high god. The fifth, the fifth and the eighth to be his blood. A summary of actions to be done or omitted in each month is given. Mesa bulan sipasada, mabia guguni bulan dohotinon. Ulang hita memuka hasuhuton di bulan inon, anggumang di eak mahita. Ulu ni debata bulan inon, ningon mai dohita, ulang hita magtolo. Jahita madatangi, talu mahita, ia hira datangi monang mahita. Moksoba, bulan sipahadua, dila ni debata bulan inon, niti nituna, bulan sipatulu, ukung ni debata bulan inon. Harahata, bulan sipahopat, wotok ni debata bulan inon. Singa, bulan sipahalima, dago ni debata bulan inon. Gania hania, bulan sipahaonom, ate-ate ni debata bulan inon. Hola tola, bulan sipahapitu, hukung ni debata bulan inon. Dano, bulan sipahawalu, dago ni debata bulan inon. Mahara, bulan sipahasia, tangan ni debata bulan inon. Humba, bulan sipahasapulu, pusok ni debata bulan inon. Murtiha, bulan litno, susu ni debata bulan inon. Mena, bulan hurung, ate-ate ni debata bulan inon. Mesa rules lead is the first month. The ruler of this month is afraid, and so is the month itself. We should not wage war in this month. If we should do so, the enemy will put us to flight. This month is the Bata's hand. In this month, we must wait for the coming of the enemy in our territory and not attack them. If we should act on the offensive, we shall lose the fight. If, however, the enemy should attack us in our territory, we shall successfully repulse them. Moksoba rules the second month. This month is the Batastak. Nituna rules the third month. This month is the Batas neck. Harahata rules the fourth month. This month is the Batas belly. Singa rules the fifth month. This month is the Batas blood. Hania rules the sixth month. This month is the Batas liver. Tola rules the seventh month. This month is the Batas neck. Dano rules the eighth month. This month is the Batas blood. Mahara rules the ninth month. This month is the Batas hand. Moghumba rules the 10th month. This month is the Batas ombril. Moktiha rules the 11th month. This month is the Batas breast. Mena rules the 12th month. This month is the Batas liver. The foregoing myth also shows that cosmic space is thought to be compressed in the banyan tree, for we read that its roots keep the middle word together and that its branches are the origin of the points of the compass. It is therefore very likely that the high god is conceived as the unity of time and space. Pane na bolon. We shall now try to describe the conception of pane na bolon without paying any attention to the so-called anak ni pane, son of pane na bolon. Neither shall we discuss the representatives of pane na bolon in each of the 8 points of the compass. It is generally assumed that the lightning, which can be seen in the isle of Sumatra in the different points of the compass throughout the year, is pane na bolon, called OCP-42 rightly calls him a light god of the world. Sketch 8 taken from Winkler OCP-202 depicts Pane in his course round the middle world. The turning movement is shown here by two pictures of one and the same serpent. The three coastlines at the four radii of the main points of the compass most probably serve to indicate the number of the months in which Pan is staying in each of these points. In the first chapter, we have already discussed his identity with Naga Padoha. This is strikingly shown in a myth to be found in Winkler's collection. In this myth, the high god is described as the creator of Pane, and as the one from whom the latter derives his function. One day, Pane sent his messenger, a Gatip serpent, to each point of the compass, so as to invite his vassals in these regions to assist at the feast. The Gatip serpent had been commanded by his master not to be persuaded by the prospective guests to take any food. Unfortunately, he could not resist the temptation. Very angry, his master made him lie down on a stone. There, the Gatip serpent began to wail and to curse his fate. The high god, who heard the wailing, asked him what was wrong, and having heard the reason of his weeping, he asked him to go with him to Pane. At first, the Gatip snake refused to fur of his master. At first, the Gatip refused to fulfill of his master, but at last he gave in. Ba, beta manian, a isa do au di roham. Ai dada di boto hoa si jadi nasa narong. Ai dada mambain pane, dungi di bonibana pa jolo ni raja ni pane. Buasa roho tu son ale ulok gatip. Dungi di alusio puta mula jadi na bolon. Nunga rubegian dung di ulok gatip. Songonan na tutudoi galega japane. Inna tutu dawa pong songoni. Molos songoni idam beho raja pane. Hona magabe ulok naga na bolon. Homa ulok gatip gabe pane na bolon. Alai naso jadi baeromu songon na binaen na tu hoi. Alai hona musa zali tolu bulan. Alai molo musa to ikon buanon muro siluam manuk na magpira. Ganuk musat ho naso jadi holu parisi. Asa pamuli bogu pehala ikot tagotan na ho. Mahuja pehala ikon habiaran na ho. Mamukahuta pe manang mamungunti bagas, manang magmuzu, manang maghata ikon habiaran na ho. Arai ikon payu di huton ya anak nido ho. Asagap siya biaran hamu di laon niari. Asa ikon gonop do desa na waru tobotonmu ima parata. Jali ikon ingananmu ima desa no pato. Asa orat ni ima sa totong usap pane kanuk jupang tulu bulan ubay totong tupat jujuran ni porhalaan rasa sadarion di halak Batak. Idang jadi aloon pane di turiturian. I.e. come along then. For whom do you take me? Don't you know that I am the creator that exists? I am not he who has appointed Pane to his function. Then he took the serpent to Pane, the prince. On their arrival, the Pane asked, "What is the reason of your coming here, O serpent Gatip?" And our Opung Mula Janinabul answered to this question, "I have heard the Gatip serpent wailing, and I have gathered from his word that he has been badly treated." "Indeed, Opung," answered Pane. Then Mula Janinabolon said, "Well, if this is true, you shall not be Pane any longer. I shall transform you into the big naga padoha, and you Gatip serpent shall be Pane Nabolon. However, Never treat him in the same way as the dismissed pane, has treated you. Come, change your dwelling place every 3 months, but never forget to take the gift over to you as a sacrifice by men. With you fish a hen which has already laid eggs. Before a wedding, men will speak about you. Before a celebration, men must find out the point of the compass you occupy. The same must be done before the building of a village, before the inauguration of a house, before fighting and before a lawsuit. But your son anak ni Pane shall always follow you, that men will be afraid of you both in course of time. You shall visit all the 8 points of the compass. Let this be a bond between you and me. Moreover, only the 4 points of the compass shall be your dwelling place. Since that time, Pane changed his dwelling place every 3 months, and it is for this reason that to this day the Batak try to find out the point of the compass occupied by Pane by means of the porhalaan. One should never oppose Pane, says the myth, i.e., one should never go to a zone occupied by Pane. With a few of the preceding, the conclusion must be that Pane is a manifestation of the high god. This view is greatly supported by the conception that Pane, just like the high god, is the oneness of time and the poise of the compass. Let us penetrate into his belief. As observed, Pane moves around the middle world, starting from the east. When he is in the east, the space between east and west is a favorable one. Everybody coming from this direction brings the power and the blessing of Pane with him. On the other hand, misfortune awaits him who goes in this direction. He will also endanger his relations, for it is said that such a man defies Pane, who will then vent this rage upon him and those around him. For this reason, people will take care not to understand a journey to place in the occupied zones. For instance, when Pan is in the south, fish from the 4th until the 6th month of the Tobanese year. They will not easily be persuaded to travel in a southwest, west or northwest direction if it should be absolutely necessary to make a journey in one of these directions. Then one should offer a sacrifice and offer make an effigy of man called Persili, Phototri, as a substitute. This effigy will become the victim instead of the devier. When people wish to build a house, they will first of all try to find out the point of the compass occupied by Pane. If it should be in the south, one had better begin to raise the west and east walls and wait till better times will come for the raising of the other walls. One is perhaps inclined to say that there is rather much regularity in this Pane belief. Nothing, however, is less true. The Tobanese believe that Pane, though staying in the special point of the compass, may look in another direction than would be normally expected for some days. Moreover, it may be occur that he will move to the center of the wonder world for a short time. He is capricious, incalculable, especially when facing a day from an attack or an enemy's territory. The fact should be truly realized. There are augury books for this purpose, which of course vary in details. The following text is borrowed from Winkler's collection. Yang go di bulan si pasada, go di bulan si pahadua, go di si bulan si pahatulu, di purba ma ulu ni pan, di purba ma ulu ni oputta panina bulon, di pasti mamai hurna. Jahahita lao porang masih bodilan, tumudal nagoni mahita do nariti, ia porang maksi bodilan. Ia pohre di oputta panina bulon di poras pati ni takup. Ia ari portolo di muda ni poltak, di boras pati ni poltak, di suma ni mangadop, di muda ni buholom, di anggara na begu, di asami sara bulan mate, di hurung. Ima na jadi parporangon. Dapat ma anak ni raja, dohot anggi, dapat anak ni raja, dohot anggi ni suhut, dohot bogo si habolonan, dohot anak si hitungan, jala tumading na dibuktihan. Ima hamatian na di pea-pea, ia so dipusu ni to, jala singgalak do halak mate, hari amang suhut nami, hoi. Ia di bulan sipa opat, go di bulan sipa halima, go di bulan sipa odom, hehe mau puta pane na bolon, di muda ni poltak. Tidang sina mauluna, di otara mihugna, di otara mihugna ni oputa pane na bolon. Ia hita porang tumudal hon nariti dohot manabia, ia portolo, di anggara di poltak, di atia ni aek, di boras pati ni takkup, di boras pati ni holom, di di sikora mora turun, di anggara na begu, di sikora duduk, ima ari na mau sangap. Dapat ma anak sasada do anak hasian jala pisu luna, namok boras potolonan na. Ia hamatiana di gadu-gadu, ia so di atas parik, manang di atas hau, ia naso jadi moktolo, ia naso jadi maktolo, di suma di poltak, di suma ni mangadop, di sokora purnama, di samisara mora turun, di muda ni mangadop, di atia ni angga, di suma ni mate, unang maktolo hita di hari i. Ia di bulan sipa pitu, ro di sipa ualu, ro di sipa hasia, he mau puta panina bolon di samisara di poltak, di purba ma ihurna, di pasti ma uluna. Ia mokporang hita masih bodilan tumudal manabia dohot mangirisanna. Ia ari portolo, di anggara ni poltak, di sikora di poltak, di anggara 10, di muda ni mangado, di tula, di muda ni holom, di atia ni angga, di muda ni mate. Ia ma ari si portolo noton, ale amang suhut nami, dapat matian musuh na pudi-pudi, go dapat matian musuh na pudi-pudi go, jala raja bolon dohon na tabu longangon, jalan na guduk mok dalan, jalan na gumison babana, jabuton adorana, na bongok suarana, gia giu obukna, ia hamatiana di bibir ni lobang, di topi gadu, ia so di topi ni aik hamat, ia so di topi aik hamatiani. Ia naso jadi maktolo di buda di poltak, di boras pati ni takop, di hurung, di artia, di sikora di poltak, di atia ni aik, di suma ni mangarop, di boras pati ni holom, di sikora si 20, di samisara muraturun. Unang hita magporang moktolo, ale ulu balang na begu, hoi. Ia di bulan sipah 10, ia di bulan sipah 10, ro di bulan hurung. Di anggara 10 tu otara mauluni oputta panena bolon, tudang sina mai hugna. Jahita porang masih bodilan tumudal mangirisan na, dot anggoni mahita. Di anggara ni poltak, di sekora ni poltak, di suma ni mangadop, di atia ni aik, di atia ni angga, di suma ni mate, asa unang itam moktolo di hari i. From the first till the third month inclusive, the head of our opung panena bolon is in the east and his tail is in the west. When a fight takes place with the enemy, we must take care to keep our backs always turned to the southeast and the southwest. For our opung panena bolon moves on the 12th day on the first month from the north to the east. The following days in this quarter are propitious for attacking the enemy: the 4th, the 5th, the 9th, the 8th, the 24th, the 28th, and the 29th. If we should attack the enemy on one of these days, the following persons on the enemy side shall be killed: the son of the prince, the brother of the chief, the son-in-law of the prince, and he who is the middle one of 3 brothers. Moreover, the last mentioned will leave his wife behind, who is expecting a baby. We shall find the corpse lying on the backs in a plain or on the top of a mountain, or ye are safe. From the 4th till the 6th month inclusive, the head of our opung pane bolon is in the south, and his tail is in the north. For he moves on the fourth day, the fourth month, from the east to the south. When fighting, we must keep our backs turned to the southwest and to the northwest. The following days are propitious for fight: the third, the eighth, the tenth, the 19th, the 20th, the 24th, and the 27th. These are my mighty days. A fight with the enemies. A fight with the enemy on one of these days shall cause the death of an only and very beloved son with a pointed head and a large Adam's apple. We shall find his corpse either on the sawah dam or on the outer wall of his village or in a tree. Unfavorable days for a fight are the second, the ninth, the 13th, the 21st, the 11th, the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 23rd. The 22nd, the 23rd. We should not wage war on these days. For the 7th till the 9th month inclusive, the head of our opung pane is in the west, and his tail is in the east. For he moves on the 7th day of the 7th month from the south to the west. In the fight, we must always keep our backs turned to the northwest and the northeast. The following days of this character are propitious for a fight: the 3rd, the 6th, the 10th, the 11th, the 15th, the 18th, the 22nd, and the 25th. These are favorable days, O honorable chief. The enemy shall be killed who finds himself quite in the rear. He is a powerful prince. His skin has black spots all over. He is hunchback. He wears a mustache. His chest is hairy. He has a deep voice and wavy hair. We shall find his corpse on the edge of a ravine or a sawah dam or at the foot of the bank river. The days on which we must not fight are the 4th, the 12th, the 20th, the 1st, the 16th, the 8th, the 9th, the 19th, the 25th, the 20th, and the 21st. We should not wage war or fight on these days, O courageous chief. For the 10th day of the 10th month till the 12th month inclusive, the head of our opung pane is in the north, and his tail is in the south. In a fight, we must always turn backs to the northeast, to the northeast, and the southwest. Let us not wage war on the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, the 8th, and the 22nd, and on the 23rd day of this quarter of the year. The already mentioned porhalaan is another instrument for the same purpose, CFP 124. However queer the signs may seem, yet they are signs sent by Pane. For as proved by the text on P106, it is his task prescribed to him by the High God to determine in how far the 30 days, the 12 months, the Ikpangorda, etc. shall be favorable or unfavorable. Of time and space. The conclusion drawn in the preceding pages leads immediately to the question of the relation of time and space. We have seen that the Tobanes do not know a homogeneous, measurable time. They experience every space of time qualitatively and concretely. Especially is considered to be able to help combatants in the fight, to influence the building of a house in a favorable day, etc. Such a day may also be indifferent, so that the results of an undertaking will not be in accordance with the intended plan. We must understand text 9 belonging to the porhalaan P 113 in this sense. However, it rather often occurs that a day acts as a destroyer. Then it will spread death and rain among them. It will destroy the plantations, etc. In short, every month, day or part of day has its amount of power and holiness, bliss and doom. The same applies to space. It is neither homogeneous nor neutral, as in mathematics, but it has substance and is substance itself. Die Scheidung von Stelle und Inhalt, die in der Konstruktion des reinen Raumes der Geometrie zugrunde liegt, ist hier noch nicht vorsorgen und nicht vorsehbar. Die Stelle ist nichts, was sich von Inhalt ablösen, was sich ihm als ein Element von eigener Bedeutung gegenüberstellen ließe, sondern sie ist nur, sofern sie von einem bestimmten individuell sinnlichen oder anschaulichen Inhalt erfüllt ist. Each of the points of the compass has its value. There are powers which can bestow upon man illness and poverty, but also life and prosperity. It's a remarkable thing that the value of the points of the compass varies in accordance with time. For instance, the east has another value in the first 3 months of the Toba next year than in the other months. This implies that the substance of space and consequently space proper is determined by time. Therefore, there is, however, an interplay of factors. The Tobanese can only state the course of time from change in space. Without this, he would have no he would not have any idea of time. To him, time and space form an essential unity. Pane Bolon begins his annual circular course in the east. As soon as he appears in the south, the Tobanese knows that the 3 months have passed since he was observed in the east for the first time. As soon as special birds of passage are seen again in the neighborhood of gales and storms occur, he knows in which the part of the year he lives. The conception of time being inherent in space and the fact that they are neither quantitatively nor abstractly experienced bring us nearer to our end fish to prove the concreteness of our supposition that the high God is the inseparable oneness of the total cosmic order and space. For if time and space are really one, and victory in war, joy, wealth, as well as defeat, adversity, death, etc., demonstrate the nature of time and space, then in our opinion this means that time is identical with the cosmic order, which is inconceivable without space.